Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Yes, sir. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to another DLE Fitness live stream show. Yes, sir. Today is Friday. Yes, the first, what is the first week of the month? Or the second week of the month? No? I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, man. Thank you for tuning in to today's show. It is Friday. We're getting it into today, this Friday. Man, it's been a minute. Had to get situated for this year to start, but we've got to get everything started, get back on the right track and on the right foot to get this thing going, man. Thank y'all so much. Hopefully you're having a good day. If you're not, I'm going to let Mr. Chow break it down to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
And as long as you did not die, lose your life, you are still here ready to get up and make something happen and make something great and take advantage of this opportunity that we have in front of us. Even though when shit get hard, you got to keep going. So grind. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And just let you know, we are simultaneously streaming on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. If you're on YouTube and you see that thumbs up is going to pop up on your screen, do me a favor, hit that like button. It'd be greatly appreciated if you do to get the algorithm out. And if you're on Twitch, Kick, or Rumble, go ahead and give your boy a follow, because it would be good to get that follow and, support the channel. And if you want to contribute to today's show, Cash App, Venmo is right there. Cash App, Daniel2088, Venmo, Danny-Daniel-00. With that being said, we're going to dive right into today's show because it's a little bit pressed for time, but hey, it is what it is. We're going to get this thing started, get this thing lacking. But with that being said, today's show, we're going to talk about the Luciferian Blood Pact. Yes, the Luciferian Blood Pact that you might want to know about. Now, with this blood pact, I'm going to go through two things, all right? Why the hell I keep hitting my head on this damn thing? It's driving me crazy. With this blood pact, we're going to go over two things. We're going to look at two different things. We're going to look at a video where this girl covers the blood pact. Then I'm going to read it to you, or going to read out a blood pact to you just to show you how it's actually written down and written and etched in stone, or whatever you want to call it, or etched on a website or whatever, that we can look into to see exactly how this thing goes. And when you look at this, you got to ask yourself, is this true, or am I seeing this in today's society? I say it is, because that's how I look at things, because we're at a spiritual warfare right now going on in this world. Whether you believe this shit or not, atheist or whatever you is, it don't matter if you don't believe in any religion. All because you don't believe in evil or God doesn't mean it don't believe in you. So just to let you know, when you hear how this stuff is going and what this girl's going to break down, what's going on. Hello, Sling Da, how you doing? Whenever you hear how this girl's going to break down the Luciferian Blood Pact, and when I read it out to you, you got to sit back and think and ask yourself, is this really, really true? Like, is this really going on in my life right now? And it's going to be extremely eerie to what you see in your reality, because you can't deny it. It is what it is. I mean, that's why I say focus on you. Put your head down, grind for the next 5 or 10 years. Keep going. Don't stop. Stay focused. Get your mind right. Eat, pray, meditate. Do what you got to do. Get your money up more than anything, and use this opportunity to get rich and, focus on how you want to live your life. Your life needs to be lived with some kind of philosophy or some kind of principle. Sit down, read a Bible, read ancient texts, read something that gets your mind to understand something on your own personal level, to where it vibes with you and it has a good moral compass along the way. So therefore you don't get swayed by society and how shit's getting ran in today's world, because everybody's going to lead you to a heap of shit. So just be careful with that. With that being said, we're going to dive right into this video because we got to get cracking on it. Are we speaking about heartbreak? No. Did you not see the thumbnail? Well, you probably didn't see the thumbnail. We are not speaking on heartbreak. Ain't nobody heartbroken over here. We are speaking on getting your shit together, and today's going to be about the Luciferian Blood Pact. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So first we're going to start off with this girl who speaks on it. Sorry, just came in. No, you're good. The show just started. So with that being said, we're going to start out with this girl first. This is a pretty lengthy video, and the image is kind of poor, but the audio should be actually pretty dang great. But she's going to break this down, and I'm going to have to interject in between because it's like a 10-minute video. But listen to what she's saying, and we're going to interject in between to see exactly what she's saying holds any weight. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get crack-a-lacking. Let me pull this up on the screen for you so we can see. All right, there she is right there. So she's going to go in, she's going to break this down, and she's going to explain this Luciferian Blood Pact, and ask yourself, regardless of what you believe in, is this shit true or no? Here we go.
Hi, it's Dana Horchowski. It is October the 9th, 2009, and I'm going to read you the Secret Covenant. I only have 10 minutes. It's on the Polly Hicks section of CanadaStreetNews.com, and this is dedicated to the Jesuits the High Freemasons and the High Knights of Columbus, and those that have pledged a blood oath allegiance to the Luciferians, secret societies. The Secret Covenant. An illusion it will be, so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us. We will behave as if we are not connected to keep the illusion alive. Our goal will be to accomplish one drop at a time so as to never bring suspicion upon ourselves.
Okay, now just remember, she said that she was reading this in 2009. Now, whenever she starts talking, it already seems like some conspiracy theories type stuff. But just remember, when she's reading on how the document is basically presented, and it's talking to the group of people, whether the group of people are Luciferians or secret society members or whoever they are. The way she's speaking on it is how she's like reading it to the people who are hearing it. So listen to how she's speaking on this, and listen to her break this thing down all the way, and you're gonna hear how eerily similar to today's life this thing sounds. So let's keep going.
This will also prevent them from seeing the changes as they occur. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute.
We know the secrets to the absolute. That right there is the first one I want to go over real quick. I'm not going to take too long on it. Who is the absolute? If you have to sit there and ask yourself this question, they know the secrets of the absolute. This is a Luciferian blood pack. Who is the absolute? Now, you could say in their context, the absolute would be, I guess, Lucifer, according to the blood pack. But if they know the secrets to the absolute, and clearly with the world we live in, it look like whatever the shit that they're doing is working. But who is the absolute that these people are praying over? Because remember, you got a lot of people that do a lot of witchcraft, voodoo, blood sacrifices, rituals, and all the stuff that go on. And they don't bullshit around. They don't play with their shit. They don't play with their rituals. They don't fuck around. And when you look around, you have to ask yourself, like, oh, man, like some people might say that stuff don't work. It ain't real. But if you look around and you like, man, I don't know, bro. Like, we know a lot of crazy, wicked shit that people do. And if somebody rips off a Klarna card, they go to jail. But if a motherfucker goes to a state like Minnesota and commit hella fraud, like nobody touches them. So you have to ask yourself, like, what's real and what's not. But let's continue. Here we go.
Work together always and will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespan short and their minds weak until pretending to do the opposite. We will use our knowledge of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening. We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air. They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from many of our fronts, yet we will feed them more poison.
First thing she said was death will come to those who speak. And then she said about the soft metals that they'll put on us. I mean, if you know anything about chemtrails, they've been spraying chemtrails forever. And then she mentioned that they'll come up with the same cure for the same stuff they cause. So cause and effect, kind of like the strong flu 19. Now remember, she's reading this from 2009, but we don't know exactly when this stuff was written. But this stuff can go way back, way back, way back. And he said the most famous witchcraft and black magic are in Morocco. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was in Morocco. But this is the thing I also want you to pay attention to. When you think about this stuff, man, think about the fact that she's reading this, but as it gets deeper, think about the people who are in charge of this stuff. Like the people who are put in like positions of power, right? And don't just think of CEOs at companies. Don't just think of like stock brokers or, you know, Wall Street and stuff like that. Think about like pastors and preachers that go to churches. Like, think about that. Think about people that are all over social media. Think about all these different things that you see in your face every day, and you wonder how people get all of this attention and all of this, you know, money and endorsement deals and all this stuff. Not saying all of them are wicked, but you have to understand and think, like, how are they getting this push? And a lot of the times they pushing you bullshit, you know. You push something like this, a lot of people not going to hear this. But at the end of the day, listen to what she's talking about and look at your life today and look around. Just look around and ask yourself. And you have to wonder, what do you need to be focusing on to stay away from shit like this? What is it that you need to do? Because I always tell you what to do and how to try to keep your head down and stay focused to stay out of the shit. And the best way for me to explain it is think of Enoch and Elijah. Them two seem to have had it right. But let's keep it. What he said, that is, do you know you could take a course in the school? That's that shit is legal. Wait, do you know you can take courses in school? You mean you can take courses on school.com on witchcraft and black magic? Is that what you're saying? If so, I mean, witchcraft. You can do that on school.com? That's crazy work. But that's just like recruiting. It's almost like a recruiting thing. You can take or hire someone for that's crazy. See, it's like recruiting. So it's like they're just building their stuff up to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It's up to you to keep your ass, grounded and stay sane. Because like they say in the Bible, the path to heaven is going to be wide as hell, but the path to righteousness is going to be very narrow. So always remember, the path to hell is going to look beautiful, but the path to heaven is going to feel like hell. Let's keep going.
The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths, and they will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good, with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons.
We would teach them the poison is good with fun colors and musical tones. God damn.
They will see our products being used in films and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject the poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on, when their minds are young, and we will target their children and what the children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals, and that will kill their mind and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them even sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create even yet more medicine.
You hear that? They'll create diseases and then turn around and have a cure, which in turn tells you what they're doing, and they'll even give you these cures, but what they try to do is pull you from nature. Because that fruits and vegetables can heal you, and different foods can heal you from different diseases and ailments, but they don't want you to take that. They want you to stay far away from that, pulling you as far from nature and God as they possibly can. Excuse me. And he said that they call Islam a religion as terrorists, and you do understand the government allowed to hurt people in that way. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. When you look around, you're going to see. And you are the one that's going to have to discern and understand, like, how do you deal with this in your day-to-day life? How do you choose to deal with it? Because when you look at it on a macro level, it's like, even if you try to go the religion route, you have to have your own philosophy and understanding from what you read, because you can go to churches and stuff for religion, but sometimes they'll even try to indoctrinate you. Like, for example, if you read the Bible, whatever, and then you go to your church to speak on it, and we can all read the same book, and we'll have like 5 different understandings of the same book. But what you end up realizing is that when you go to church, they'll try to indoctrinate you and try to tell you that this is what it says by their way of interpreting it. But you interpret it a different way, because it's like, well, hold on, well, it says this, but then they're like, well, no, but it means this. It's like, well, how is it that what you mean when you read it is right, but what I mean when I read it is wrong? And like, you don't know if these people who are trying to help you decipher this book are over here on some shit that she reading about. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to discern shit for yourself. And that's why I'm putting this out today. Because I want you to understand, like, you have to be strong enough to discern bullshit. You have to be strong enough to discern stuff on your own. Iron does sharpen iron, but you have to know when people are trying to indoctrinate you. You gotta have the balls and the wherewithal to sit there and just look and think for yourself and be like, okay, if I can't have a healthy conversation with this person and we can both agree to disagree on certain topics, then apparently this person is trying to indoctrinate me. Iron is not sharpening iron. You know what I mean? If me and you have a conversation, can we talk to each other and on the same topic? Like, let's say if we were to read like a Bible or something, can we both agree to disagree on how we see it? Because you're going to read it and I'm going to understand something from it different from what you understand something from it. But does that change the principles that we choose to live by? You know what I mean? Because, you know, a lot of people will say, well, there's only one way to have. It's like, true. There can be, there's only one way, but we're going to interpret this book different. And let alone the book is already going to be interpreted differently, because on the front of every single Bible, it had every Bible that you read in today's world, every single one, they have one common word. That word is version. Every Bible is a version. The definition of the word version is a alteration of the original text. So you're not even getting the original. You know what I mean? You're not even getting the original. They got books missing out of it. And then when you go to read the missing books, some people believe that the books that are missing out of the Bible are not even important. And it's like, how the hell are you going to read a book and omit the books that are missing and think like, you don't need those? It's like, no. They took those out for a reason. That's why you have to have people that actually study those kind of books. They need to have a deeper understanding in every single word, which is true. That's very true. They do need to have a deeper understanding in every single word. But unfortunately, the thing is, you have to understand, or you have to know who you're talking to. Is it somebody who is like you, or is it somebody who is on some shit that she reading about, trying to fool you and trick you? That's the thing. That's why I try to tell you, you have to be able to discern for yourself. And one of the best ways to be able to discern things for yourself is to read for yourself and just keep your head down, stay focused, mind your business, get money. So, you know, you don't have to be forced or in like an awkward situation to do things you don't want to do. But let's let her keep reading. Let's keep going. Here we go.
We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will destroy.
She said, we'll have them focus on materials so they can never connect with their inner self. You can learn so much truth about something if you pay attention to your enemy. In this case, how the hell the Luciferian is trying to tell you to keep you away from your inner self? What the fuck do they know about your inner self that you don't know about? That's $1 million question you should be asking yourself right now. The Luciferian blood pact said they're trying to keep you away from your inner self. It's like, hold up, wait a minute. What you mean my inner self? The hell you know about that's what it is. They know that it's, even though you don't have to believe in this stuff, but they believe in fucking you up. That's one thing that's for true. Like, you don't have to believe in any of this. All of this can be a farce to you. You can be like, I don't believe this stuff. This is a lie. You know, I don't believe in heaven or hell. That's fine. But these evil people believe in fucking you up. That's a fact. That's a fact. And to be reading from a Luciferian blood pact, they're saying to try to keep you away from the inner you. Like, if your enemy knows that there's something inside of you and you don't know about it, shouldn't that be a red flag? And that should get you to try to like drastically understand, what the hell do you know that I don't know? I mean, like, seriously, that's why people will hate on you if you have an ego. So true. That is so true. Because because sometimes, yes, you can have an ego, but the other time is it's not an ego. You just finally realize who the fuck you are. And they call it an ego. It's like, no, it ain't an ego no more. Like my balls are dragging across the floor every time I walk. Like I know who I am. Like you figured it out. They try to throw you off. They try to throw you off your game plan or try to throw you off your understanding by calling it an ego. It's like, no, I don't got an ego. I figured this out. I know who I am. It's not ego anymore. It's confidence. It's not even. It's more than confidence. It's like oh, what's that philosopher name that I love to read about? Oh, I forget his name, but somebody asked him a question, and he said the question was, "Do you believe in God?" And he hesitated for a minute. He was like, he had to think for a second. He was like, "No, I don't believe in God." It was like, "Why not?" He's like, "Well, it's because I know now. I don't have to believe anymore." It's like believing is something you do when you can't see it or have no evidence of it. He said, "But now I know." So the belief is gone and he knows. And I was like, that's what I'm talking. Exactly. Like now you know the belief is gone. I don't got to believe in nothing no more. I know. Like I know. It's like when you look in the mirror, you know. It's like, I see it now. Like just how she said, reading this Luciferian blood pact, they don't want you to know the true inner you, or whatever she said, however she said it. They don't want you to know who you really are. They don't want you to discover the inner you in yourself. That's why they doing metals and chemtrails and putting shit in your water and your food, making you fat. Then every time you go to the doctor, get you sick. The doctor is the biggest drug dealer you could ever find. They got perks. They got mollies. They got opium. They got synthetic heroin. They got weed. They got all kind of dope you can get. They got meth in different pill forms and all this stuff. But yet we call it the medicine person. And if you mix and there's some medicines, if you mix the medicine and then you try to counteract by actually taking a natural healthy fruit. For example, blood pressure. Something that brings down your blood pressure if you have high blood pressure is grapefruit. But if you go to the doctor and take their blood pressure medicine and you eat grapefruits with their medicine, they'll clash and it can actually fuck you up worse. At least that's what they say. And it could be a scare tactic, but who the hell want to risk that? And you got the man-made pills versus the God-made fruit. You should be taking the God-made fruit, but they give you the man-made pills. But and then they tell you if you mix them together, it could really harm you. Who wants to take that fault if it's a lie? You know what I mean? It's like you either take one or the other. But anyway, let's get back to it. Let's let her keep going real quick. And what did he say? Meth is the devil medical. That is true. Let's keep going.
Distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so they may never be one with the oneness of it all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective, but carry out our plan. We will perform the labor. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil.
Does that sound like a truth? So we will give you a government, and we will play both sides. So even though you think one side's doing better than the other, they playing both sides. Does that not play out in your reality today? This is a Luciferian blood pact. Whether you believe it or not, this shit holds some heavy truth as she speaks it, or as she reads it, I should say. Let's keep going.
Our families will never mix with theirs. Our blood must be pure always, for it is the way. We will make them kill each other when it suits us. We will keep them separated from the oneness by dogma and religion. We will control all aspects of their lives and then tell them what to think and how. We will guide them kindly and gently, letting them think that they are guiding themselves. We will foment anonymously between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whatever suits us best.
when the light shines down upon them or from within them, we shall extinguish it with ridicule or death. What light could a Luciferian be talking about? And who are the ones that they're talking about with the light shining? Who? Your enemy is telling you something deeper than what you already know. Think about this. This Luciferian blood pack is telling you there is a oneness inside of you. There is a inner you. There is something inside of you that we are trying to extinguish with every fiber in in their body. They're trying to distinguish this inner light that they know that's in you, but you don't know it's in you. And they don't want to tell you that it's in you. Then when you find out it's in you, they're going to ridicule you or kill you when you figure it out. Now, you have to ask yourself, what ancient text have you ever read in your life where somebody had a light shining from within them, or they spoke truth, or they didn't succumb to either Luciferian tactics or, the way of the world and got ridiculed or put to death? Don't that sound familiar? Now, when you look out into the world and the world that you live in, aren't people afraid to say certain shit in public over the internet because they afraid that somebody's gonna come and like whack their ass? like what she said holds a lot of weight. Like, you have to ask yourself this question. She may be reading a document, but this document that she's reading has a lot of truth in it. And the truth is not just of what you see around you, but it's also speaking on you. It's like, look, we can't let these motherfuckers figure out they got a light inside of them. We also cannot allow them to take time to figure out the inner truth within themselves. Because if they do, yeah, that's gonna cause some problems. And they don't want you to discover that. That's why that's why we have bills out the ass. That's why we have to focus on hustling and getting money. That's why they feed us shit so our bodies will get fat and we'll get lazy. That's why they keep you confused, because confusion brings about uncertainty, which then makes you less focused on a direction to go. It's all a perfect plan. It's up to you to figure this out. You have to figure this out on your own. And you don't have to believe in nothing. You don't got to believe in it at all. But just know that these evil fuckers believe in fucking you up. That's a fact. That is a hell of a fact. But let's let her keep cooking.
We will make them rip each other's hearts apart and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend. The hate will bind them totally, and never shall they see that from their conflicts we will emerge as the rulers. They will be busy killing each other. They will bathe in their own blood and kill their neighbors for as long as we see fit. We will benefit greatly from this, for they will not see us, for they cannot see us. We will continue to prosper from their wars and their deaths.
What's the old saying? Never let a good crisis go to waste. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Why? Because they profited from it. From your blood, from your death, keeping everybody confused, fighting over bullshit. Now it's making sense, my friend. Oh yes. You really realize you learn a lot from your enemies. You will learn a lot if you study stuff like this. Like if you read documents or if you come across stuff like this, you'll learn that the stuff that you was reading in like a Bible or something, you'll be like, hold on. They were saying that in the Bible. Why the hell are these Luciferians saying some of the same shit they said in the Bible? But on the flip side, they're trying to keep you away from it. They're trying to keep you away from finding out who you are. But remember this. This is the thing I want you to understand. Hold on, before I read that. The one thing I do want you to understand is that when it comes to studying God, Jesus, whoever you believe in, when it comes to studying it, one thing that you have to realize, and this is what this is telling you. This is what this Luciferian blood pack is telling you. They're even saying it too, and they're saying it like indirectly in a way. When you read a Bible, you have to understand that it's talking about the oneness, the Almighty. It's inside of you. That's the key. It's in you. The distraction with religion is people pray and they look up to the sky. They're looking up to the sky for who? What you looking for? It's inside of you. Just like this Luciferian blood pact said. It said that it's trying to keep you distracted from the inner you, from the light that's inside of you. They know it's in you, but if they can keep you looking up and looking away and looking over there and everything is outside of you, they got you. But even this Luciferian blood pact is saying we're trying to keep you from knowing the oneness that's inside of you. They want to keep you from knowing what's in you. As long as they can keep you looking outside, they got you. A lot of religions were friends. A lot of religions were friends and nobody cared what religion you believed in. Now they will try to change your belief. It's all the devil, and that's why we have a lot of gays outside, which is true. Because then that goes against nature. There's nothing on earth where two of the same sexes can reproduce. You can't have two male seeds and pollinate them. You can't pollinate two female seeds. You can't, two male dogs can't reproduce. And if that happens, everything dies. So exactly. It in the end, it self-destructs itself if it goes in that direction. It is what it is. It's a fact. It's all because of the drugs. Well, that too. Well, it's all because of drugs and weak mind. People don't like to read. People don't want to read. People don't want to exercise. And, people don't want to believe in themselves. But always remember that this Luciferian doctrine is also telling you that it's trying to keep you away from the one inside of you, which is the whole key. Everything is inside of you, but that's hard for people to understand. But let's keep going.
We shall repeat it over and over until our ultimate goal is accomplished. We will continue.
Did you hear that? We should repeat it over and over again until our ultimate goal is accomplished, which means they're running the same playbook they've been running for the past 10,000 years.
Continue to make them live in fear and anger through images and sound. We'll use all the tools we have to accomplish this. The tools will be provided by their labor. We will make them hate themselves and their neighbors. We will always hide the divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know.
We will hide a divine truth from them, that we are all one. This they must never know. You must never know that we are all one. This they must never know. If they can all come to an agreement and an understanding on one thing, then they're screwed. But that's what the confusion is for. That's what the chaos is for. That's what the male and gender thing's for. That's what feminism, aka Satanism, is for. You know what I mean? That's what all this is for, is to keep you from looking at who is inside of you, and to keep those other ones who know who they are inside themselves. They don't want y'all connecting. They don't want, us connecting. You're like, oh, you know who you are? I know who I am. You know what I mean? You understand that love is one of the most powerful things, and to be fearless and have no fear. You understand those things. You have principles about yourself and discipline and focus. That's the most dangerous thing. Once you got that, it's over. Well, it's all because of the corruption. In the end, I believe they will try to kill a lot of people, just like the CV-19, which is true. I mean, it is all because of corruption, but at the same time, the corruption has always been there. You can read the Bible. Corruption has always been in the Bible. It never went away. Every person that the Bible was about, whoever you had in the story that God was using in that Bible, there was always corruption. The whole point of it is for you to follow a righteous path, the best of your abilities. You ain't got to be perfect. You just have to know what side of the fence you're playing on. There were people who were like, I'm Team Satan, and there were people like, I'm Team God. Simple. The thing was, it always seems like there was more people on Team Satan than there was on Team God, which is like it's almost like watching the movie 300. You saw how big Xerxes' armies was, and you saw how big Leonidas' people's was. It wasn't very big, but they whooped a lot of ass. They whooped a lot of ass. You know what I mean? It's just basically in that context. And the Spartans in the movie 300 were disciplined, focused, they were family oriented, and they had a very strict and small community where, you know, they took care of their own. You saw their bodies, they was in shape, had families and children. They had their own principles. They didn't bow knee or bend to nobody, and didn't mind laying their life down for that shit. So honestly, 300 is like a perfect example of like Satan versus people of God. Satan's armies in the world is going to be a lot bigger than God's army that's going to be in the world. It's really like a really good depiction of it. But let's let her keep going. Let's let her keep cooking. Here we go.
They must never know that the color is an illusion. They must always think they are not equal. Drop by drop, we will advance in our goal. We will take over their land, resources, and wealth to exercise total control over them. We will deceive them into accepting laws that will steal the little freedom that they will have. We will establish a money system that will imprison them forever, keeping them and their children in debt. When they shall band together, we shall accuse them of crimes and present a different story in the world, for we shall own all the media. For we will use our media to control the flow of information and their sentiment in our favor.
Is this not true today? Is this not true today? She's killing it with this document. Is this not true? Everything she said is straight facts. We're going to create a financial system. We're going to keep your ass in debt. We're going to control the media and everything. What happened to the girl what happened to the girl though? What girl? What girl are you talking about? The one that's reading the thing? Oh, you trying to say I'm talking too much? Is that what you trying to say? I got to interject in between. I got to interject in between whenever she's talking though. Here we go. Let's let the girl keep going. Here she is.
When they shall rise up against us.
Wait. You mean like what happened to her? Like as in like real life? Is that what you're asking? I'm sorry. You mean like what happened to her? Like, is she still with us type stuff? Is that what you're saying? Because honestly, I don't know. That's the crazy thing. Like, I don't know who she is. I don't know what it is. I've seen this like years ago. I just happened to find it again on Twitter. I don't know anything about her. I don't know her name. She didn't say who she was. I have never really found out the whole thing. I've always seen this video and I found it again. So I don't know what happened to her. If she's still alive, I don't know what she is or who she is. So I don't know. That's the mystery. But I have to look into that. But let's keep going.
We will crush them like insects. When they shall rise up against us, we will crush them like insects, for they are less than that. They will be helpless to do anything, for they will have no weapons. We will recruit some of their own to carry out our plans, and we will promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have, for they are not one of us.
Oh my God. We will recruit them and promise them eternal life, but eternal life they will never have because they are not one of us. That should tell you everything. She said, yeah, we'll promise them eternal life, but they ain't getting shit because they are not one of us. That should tell you. They not one of us and we not one of them. There is a fucking spiritual war going on and these fuckers know it. And you have to know it too. Boy, she spent bars reading whatever this document is. There ain't no way you can tell me. Because you have to think about this, man. You look out into the world and you seeing some of the evil shit that people are doing right now. You got to ask yourself, like, bro, what the hell is driving people to do the shit that they doing right now? But I mean, there's only one thing that can explain it. There's only one thing that can explain it. There's got to be some evil shit that's being put inside of people that's got them going all sorts of batshit, ape shit crazy. Something's got to be. It got to be the water, the food, whatever we watching on the something. But something's got people like mentally, spiritually, evil possessed, materialistic, out of their mind. You know what I mean? To like have them want to do these things and think that it's okay. And she's breaking this shit down like a fraction. She straight up said it. We will promise them everlasting life, but they will never get it because they are not one of us. So the question is, if we are not one of them, what the fuck are they? Who are they? You learn a lot from your enemy if you just listen and let them speak. They are telling you the truth. We can't let them because they're not one of us. Okay, well then what are you? That's $1 million question that needs to be that needs to be answered. But you have to know who you are by doing your reading and discovering yourself by prayer, meditation, healthy eating, exercise, discipline, and focus, and minding your business. Stay financially sound, mind your business. You'll know who you are when you stay disciplined and follow your path. That's when you start to discover who you are. It's through discipline. Discipline is it's like prayer and discipline go hand in hand. It's an action. And the more you're disciplined and focus on the action and focus on whatever it is that you're doing, can't nobody throw you off your pivot. Can't no titties and ass defer you off of what you're trying to do. You too focused. You know where you're headed. You know what you're doing. But let's let it keep going. Here we go.
The recruits will be called initiates, and it will be indoctrinated to believe false rites of passage to higher realms. The members of these groups will think they are one with us, never knowing the truth. They must never learn the truth, for they will turn against us. For their work, they will never be rewarded with earthly things and great titles. But never will they become immortal and join us. Never will they receive the light and travel the stars. They will never reach the higher realms, for the killing of their own kind will prevent the passage of the realm of enlightenment. This they will never know. The truth will be hidden in their face, so close that they will not be able to focus on until it's too late. Oh yes, so grand the illusion of freedom will be, that they will never know how they are our slaves. When all is in place, the reality we shall have created for them will own them. The reality will be their prison. They will live in self-delusion. When our goal is accomplished, a new era of dominion will begin. Their minds will be bound by their beliefs, the beliefs we have established from the time immemorial. But if they ever find out that they are our equal, we shall perish then. This they must never know. If they ever find out that together they can vanquish us, they will take action. They must never ever find out what we have done, for if they do, they shall have no place to run. For we shall have no place to run, for it is easy to see who we are once the veil has fallen. Our action will have revealed who we are, and they will hunt us down, and no person shall give us shelter.
Now, with that being said, we got a little bit left. I'm gonna let her finish up. Think about what she just said. If once you know who they are, you'll be able to see them easily. You can see them easily now. If you just step outside of the realm of politics, step outside the realm of religion, step outside the realm of all of these things, and just understand what you're seeing, look at the actions, don't look at the words. And understand it's just one big stage play. They're putting on a hell of a show, a hell of a performance. It's a big performance for you to watch and see. They're putting on a performance. That's all it is. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. Everything you thought it was real until you find out that it was just some little short motherfucker that was behind a damn curtain. It's all a stage show. It's all a play. It's all designed to keep you confused. And the way they keeping you confused is through debt, stress, bills, confusion, all these things, distraction. You got to find what it is for you to stay focused. Once you can stay focused and you start to build a life for yourself, because that's the thing. If you can build your own business and make your own money and build your own life and get to a point in life where you have what I like to call fuck you money, you're not forced to take a job. You're not forced to do these things. You can, pop on the internet and make your own. Because a lot of these people you see on the internet who make a lot of money, they make a lot of money through like sponsorships or selling themselves out to like Luciferian type things, and they get paid via what to say, what to do. But if you can get on here and create your own audience, create your own people who are willing to donate and give to you, and that's just not even on the internet but out in the world too, but create your own way of making some kind of financial gain on your own outside of the system where you can get people to, give money to you. you're not depending on the system no more. The system is not for you to be shackled onto. You've stepped outside of the system. Now you're able to make financial gain, and you can speak freely and do whatever it is that you want. I mean, just don't, do whatever you want in the sense of respecting the others. But once you're able to make financial gains and still strive and be successful in life and be able to take care of others, those around you, stuff like that, you got it. Because then you can take the time to yourself to eat healthy. You can take the time to pray, meditate. You have extra money to invest and do all these great things. Then your mind is not boggled down with these tactics that these evil fuckers used. You know what I mean? Now you're not tied down to these evil tactics. Now you can say, I don't want to eat that. I'm going to eat this. I can keep, my home clean and free of all debris and all this stuff. Oh, I don't have to do that. I'm going to do that. Like, you don't have to be forced to. This is a slavery mentality shit that she's speaking on, but you're forced into their matrix system. You can get out of that stuff. Then you're not boggled down by none of this that she's talking about. But let's let her finish. She got like 30 more seconds. Let's let her cook. Last little bit.
This is the secret covenant by which we shall live the rest of our present and future lives. For this reality will transcend many generations and lifespans. This covenant is sealed by blood, our blood. We, the ones who from heaven to earth came, the fallen angels. This covenant must never, ever be known to exist. It must never, ever be written or spoken of. For it is the consciousness that will release the fury of the prime creator upon us, and we shall be cast to the depths from whence we came and remain there until the end of time, of infinity. You guys can go to the abyss 1,000 years. You're the evil.
Okay, that's the end of it. That is the end of it right there. Man, shout out to her, whoever she is. She read that document and she cooked up on that one, boy. She cooked on that one. Now, the thing is this. Where's that thing at? There it is right here. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is this right here. Because on that one, she cooked up. Oh, it's freaking flies in my house. This other one I want to show you as well. Because reading that document, it makes you think. It makes you think a lot. Because a lot of what she was saying, it made a whole lot of sense. You couldn't deny it. Sorry, I gotta get this off my screen. You couldn't deny what she was saying because a lot of it held a lot of weight and held a lot of truth. There was a whole lot of stuff speaking on confusion, distraction, and how the powers that be will stay in power. You know what I mean? And they say that they keep everything in the blood, in their bloodline. They keep everything within their bloodline. They can't let it go outside of their bloodline. Your blood is important because, they always talk about the blood of Jesus and all this stuff. And your bloodline is what ties you all the way back. If you think about it, everything in this world is deciphered, in my humble opinion, has to be through your blood. Your blood could tie you probably all the way back to Noah, hell, probably all the way back to Adam. And then some people's blood can probably tie them all the way back to like Cain. Remember, Cain was cursed because of what he did to Abel. I have it right, because Abel was a good guy. Or he was the good brother or Abel was the victim that got slaughtered. You know what I mean? So you have two different bloodlines going on right here. Hell, you could have two different species, as some take. You could literally have two different species. And what I mean by two different species, let me show you this clip that I found that actually shows that. Now, you could sit here and look at this short little clip I'm finna show you and have to ask yourself, like, well, damn, how many people is roaming around the earth? Whoops. How many people is roaming around the earth with this shit on their face? Like, how many people, and who would have it on, and would you even know if they had it on? I'm going to show you this quick clip right here. And when she said that, we know who we are, or no, they will want everlasting life from us, but we won't give it to them because they are not like us. Now, you have to ask yourself, I'm about to show you this little clip right here. How many people are roaming around this earth right now doing the stuff like what I'm about to show you? This right here is going to show you that these people have these masks that they can put on that are so damn good that you can't even tell until they take it off. Check this out. Here we go. Let me play this video. Check this stuff out. Like, could you imagine you looking at TV or the news? Would you even know that this is on? Check this out. I got to mute it because of the music. But look, she's taking off her mask. She has a mask on. Could you even tell that was a mask to begin with? Look at this mask. Look at this. Look at that, bro. You wouldn't even have known that bro had on a mask. They're alleging that somebody is on a news broadcast or whatever. They're on TV and they can see that the mask is slipping. Now, looking at that last guy's mask, could you believe how true that is? This one they got old Kamala with saying that she has on a mask, which you probably could be true. You wouldn't know. Just think about this. Look at this. Look at like even the old ancient. That look like a man. Do looks like a lady. But they're saying that you can see the slit right here with her, he, her, it, them, they mask. Now, if the first dude or the first girl in the video was wearing a mask and when they took it off, they were humans or whatever the case may be. What if they were a whole different species, bruh? But we wouldn't be able to tell because they got these human masks on. And look how good these things look. And I'm a legend. Again, this could be fake or false or whatever you want to call it. You believe at your own discretion. That's up to you. But just look at this. Look how good this thing looks. Look at this. Like, would you have known this was a mask to begin with? If you would have seen her, you would have thought she was just playing with her hair. And then she comes and just rips this thing off her face. Bro, like, look how good that fits and forms around her face, bro. Look at this. You would have never known. You probably would have went home, clapped her cheeks. Look at this. Look at this. You wouldn't have known nothing until he pulls it off, bro. You would have went crazy. But this chick right here, imagine you took her home, clapped her cheeks. You would have never known that this bitch had on a mask the whole time. What if she came and, gave you some head or something? You wouldn't have known. You would have never known. So what I'm saying is the power of deception that these people use. That's some extremely deceiving stuff. How many people on the internet do we see with these masks on? We don't know. We don't know. We see pretty girls all day on the internet. We don't know if any of these girls got on these crazy evil masks and if they are even girls. You know what I mean? Like we don't know how deep this thing goes, bro. This thing goes deep. It goes deep. Whether you believe it or not, this shit goes deep. And then when you read that, and then when you take that pact that lady just read and you put that on top of just something as simple as that, now you couple that mask and then you add AI on top. So AI already gives you a false deception of like, it could just clone anybody. Then on top of that, you go out in public and they can put on the mask, but the whole time they're not even really in front of you when you think it's them in front of you. So it's like a double deception. You get the deception from the AI on the TV screen. Then you get the deception of these masks or whatever they got right in front of your face. So we could be watching a president, a congressman, a politician talking in a real event, but it's not even them the whole damn time. Hell, we could even take it as far as say Charlie Kirk. Somebody could have had on a Charlie Kirk mask the whole damn time, but we would have never known. Think about that. Just saying. All right, let me go through this last thing that I have to go through because now we're going to go into the second part of the show. Well, the second part of the show, but we're going to go into another document that I found. But the document is of the same context. It's like the Secret Covenant Blood Oath, but it's a document I can read to you. And we're going to look at this document and we're going to see how they hold the brotherhood up. She read something similar. I'm going to go ahead and read this as well, just to give you a double connection to not just hearing it, but also seeing me read it. And you'll see it as well. So it's not just somebody reading something. You'll also see the words and it'll be read back to you as well, just to give you a deeper double dose of understanding to see how deep this shit goes. Because these people ain't playing around, whether you believe in it or not. And the ad about to start on Twitch. But I canceled it, so no ad for you on Twitch, so you're welcome. No ads. So here we go. Let's go ahead and run through this real quick. This is a blood oath that they have that I found. Me being nosy and doing some research, found this blood oath. Let me move this over here. There we go. So I found this blood oath path. This is a secret covenant overview of commentary. So it's unveiling a blueprint of global deception right here. So it's unveiling a blueprint of global deception. Buried beneath layers of denial and distraction lies a chilling pact. An oath taken in secret by those who seek to control the world from the shadows. This document, whether symbolic or actual, reads like a confession of those who manipulate humanity through fear, division, and deception. More than a conspiracy, it's a mirror. More than a warning, it's a map. And if you dare to look closely, you'll see its fingerprints across every system that governs life. This is not for the faint of heart, but if you feel the stirring remembrance, if you sense that the world has been inverted and that something sacred has been stolen, then you're ready. The darkness has a code. This is how you break it. All right, so we'll skip through all this right here and we'll go straight to the beginning. The blood oath. All right, so now you see where we're at. You see where we're headed? Here we go. At its root, the covenant is presented as a sworn pact, a binding oath made in blood by a small elite group or brotherhood, and this oath commits its members to maintain secrecy above all else, serve their own interests at the expense of the masses, use deception, manipulation, and inversion of truth to gain and maintain control, and to subvert divine order, natural law, and human potential. This oath is often tied to Luciferian philosophy, though this term is not synonymous with devil worship in all cases. Rather, it points to the rejection of God and the elevation of the self, ego, or material power above spiritual truth. Okay? So as we got right there, and right here, they use deception, manipulation, and inversion of truth to gain control, to gain and maintain control. Kind of like what we're seeing with the whole Somalian thing right now. Like right now in America, America is being sold out by Americans, but that's a part of the plan. Americans being sold out by Americans right now is a part of the plan. The whole Minnesota and what's the other place? Minneapolis thing that's going on right now. Like it looks like left side fighting right side. It looks like Islam fighting Christian. It looks like Somalians against the U.S., but it's all part of the plan because it's for a global dominance. Don't let the show fool you. It's all a show. Focus on minding your business, keep your head down, get your money. That's the main focus. And when you do those things, you'll have time to get away from all this clutter, confusion, and talking, because then you're not caught up in a rat race as much. You got time to eat healthy. You got time to think. You got time to sit down and read a book. You have time to do other things that they don't want you to do because they want to keep you bogged down with the hustle and bustle, with scarcity, with stress. That's why you got to be able to get out of all that. They say money's not important, but in this case it is, because it's what's going to free you to be able to dive deeper and find who are you looking for? The inner strength, the inner you, the inner one that's inside of you. You can only find that when you have control and time to search for it, to seek it, to find it. That's the point. Let's continue reading. The control systems. The secret covenant outlines a vast network of psychological, economical, chemical, medical, educational, and spiritual control over humanity. Shit. Key mechanisms include poisoning your food, water, air, etc., additives, fluoridation, chemtrails, medical deception, for example, suppression of natural cures, promotion of toxic pharmaceuticals. Jesus. Let me see. Ad break. Okay. Economic enslavement via debt, inflation, taxation, social division, and engineered conflict, race, religion, politics. Exactly. Mind control via media, entertainment, and education, spiritual suppression, disconnecting people from source and inner divinity. What I just told you. These systems are designed to weaken the body, dull the mind, and corrupt the spirit, making humanity easier to manipulate. We got to go back to the last one. Spiritual suppression. Disconnecting people from source and inner divinity. Bruh, what'd I just tell you? They know it's something inside of you they don't want you to find. Inner divinity, they know that there's a divine inside of you. Don't let this religion fool you. Right here. Don't let religion fool you. Social division and engineered conflict includes race, religion, and politics. Don't let that confuse you. Do not let them use that God that's inside of you. Don't let them use it against you. If you have to fight it, think about this. It's kind of like what did I hear this from? I think I heard this on God of War. the video game, because I love God of War. I love Kratos. Kratos is like a straight savage beast of a god with a horrible story, but it's a great story nonetheless. But Kratos is a perfect example of not allowing himself to be boggled down by anybody else's understanding except his own, and taking accountability and able to deal with the consequences of his actions and learning from them, regardless of how bad the consequence is, even though he's done some god awful stuff. I believe in the game, in some part of that game, I'm trying to remember where it mentioned what is the best way to defeat a god. And in it, he said to make the god believe that he's not a god. And I was like, that's a damn good truth. The best way to defeat a god is to make the god believe that he's not a god. So the god never knows who he really is. If you ever played that game, Kratos has a son named Atreus. In that game, Kratos has to take his son and raise his son because the mother passes away. So Kratos is trying to teach his son how to become a man. I think he's like 10 years old. So he's having to like step in and raise his son full time, and you're going through the process with him. Now, by this time, this character Kratos is older. If you played the other God of Wars, the previous ones, Kratos is younger. A younger Kratos was full of rage, hate, anger. He was just full of rage. He's done a lot of bad things. He's been tricked. He's been manipulated. He's sold himself out to Hades. He's done Ares. He's done all these things. He's fought the God of War. He's defeated the God of War. He has issues with his father. He's killed his mother. He's had to fight and kill his brothers. He accidentally killed his wife and his daughter at the beginning. He got tricked into doing it. It's a horrible story. But then when you look at it as he gets older and learns the lessons with his son, he has to raise his son. His son is 10. As he's raising his son, the boy doesn't know truly who he is. The boy doesn't know that his mother was, hell, Kratos didn't even know this till you found this out at the closest to the end of the game. But the boy ends up finding out that his mother was half Nephilim, or half giant, I should say, giant. And Kratos is a god. The boy didn't know that. So when Kratos told him, finally, he looked his son in the eyes and let him know, like, I am a god, son. So when the boy found out that, it was like, wait, so if you're a god, I'm a god too? And when he found out who he was, initially, his speech changed. His confidence changed. He even was arrogant at the beginning. Because in him hearing he was a god, he was like, I can do whatever I want. And he took that to the furthest end, because he ends up killing somebody. And Kratos had to snap on him and tell him there's a consequences of killing someone as a god. Because he knew, because he's done it. And he's trying to teach his son how, trying to navigate his son with this newfound information that he has. But what I'm saying is, the point is, when Atreus, his son, finally found out who he actually was, his entire world of who he was changed. When you started playing the game, he became a better fighter. He got more confident. He was just a completely different person, all because he knew what his father told him. Before that, he didn't know. But once he found out, it changed his world. So what I'm saying that is to say this right here. Spiritual suppression is this disconnecting people from source and inner divinity. That they have to keep you away from something that's inside of you. That's a part of this blood oath or blood pact or whatever it is that they have that they tie together. Oh, crap. I think hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I accidentally X'd out of, let me see, Twitch. Do I still got Twitch up here? Because I accidentally X'd out of it. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Accidentally X'd out of it, but we're good. All right, let's continue. Inversion and deception. One hallmark of this covenant is inversion. Turning good into evil and evil into good. Good example would be the movie Little Nicky, if you've seen it. Promoting toxic foods as healthy. Turning spiritual truths into superstition. Celebrating perversion while condemning purity. Elevating material wealth while mocking humility. In this worldview, truth is the enemy and lies are the tools to create a matrix of control. Celebrating perversion while condemning purity. This right here, celebrating perversion while condemning purity. They are kicking women, especially, they're kicking women's asses with this right here. They are beating the living shit out of the female species, at least in the West. Let me say that. In the West, they are beating the shit out of women with this right here. Celebrating perversion while condemning purity. They're beating the living hell out of them with this. I mean, kicking they ass. I mean, you could tell them that this is what's happening. They ain't finna hear it. They're killing them with this. Turning spiritual truth into superstition. Elevating material wealth while mocking humility. Like these two right here, the last two, they are kicking women's asses with this. They are destroying them with this, especially this one I got highlighted. But let's keep going. Generational secrecy and bloodlines. The pact is often framed as multi-generational, passed down through elite bloodlines, and it emphasizes breeding programs and blood purity among the controllers. I'm going to go back to that in a second. Occult rituals and symbols to bind members and manifest power. Sacrifice and trauma-based programming to initiate or control. These families, by this account, operate like dynasties, often hidden behind fronts like corporations, royalty, secret societies, and global institutions. My God. All right, so here it goes. Check this out. So they pass down their multi-generational through elite bloodlines. And the elite bloodlines, they emphasize this. They do breeding programs and blood purity to keep control. They do the occult rituals and symbols to bind members and manifest powers. Now remember what the girl said. Remember what the girl said. The girl on the previous one. Remember the girl said, "We'll allow them to become members or become a part of the group, but they'll never be one of us. We'll give them a promise of everlasting life, but they'll never get everlasting life because they are not one of us." Remember, she said that. This right here is bind members and manifest power. Now this is them saying it's multi-generational and it's passed down through the bloodlines through occult rituals and symbols. But right here, they can also bring in other members who are not bloodlined. So keep that in mind. They still recruit members, but they can also recruit members who are not a part of the elite bloodline, and they'll have them believe that they manifest power, but they never give them the real thing. And also what they do is they do sacrifices and trauma-based programming to initiate or control. Now, you hear people all the time talk about trauma, and then they're like, go get therapy, go see a therapist. Well, to initiate or control, you don't think all these damn therapists are using these buzzwords to control people with the damn free drugs they give you when they put you whenever they use your insurance and charge you out the ass? Because think about it. It says this right here. These families, by this account, they operate like dynasties hidden behind fronts like corporations, royalty, secret societies, and global institutions, like therapists. Therapists. Trauma-based programming to initiate or control. And they are hidden in fronts like corporations. All these people talking about I got trauma and have to see a therapist in therapy. Then they go get drugs from their therapist. And then when they go get drugs from their therapist, what happens? They end up under control because they're on drugs. And it's hidden behind fronts like corporations, royalty, secret societies, and global institutions. Let's continue. What's their end game? The end game, Thanos. The ultimate goal outlined in the secret covenant often includes total control of Earth's population and resources. Do we not see that? Transhumanism and the merging of man with machine. Why? To sever the soul. You telling me that these Luciferians are trying to sever your soul? Depopulation through war, disease, sterilization, and manufacture crisis. War we see, disease we see, sterilization. What are some forms of sterilization? I'll help you. Abortion, and causing an economic situation to where the genders, male or female, don't want to get together and have kids. Why? Because women are focused on their careers and men are afraid to get caught up in a family system and have their kids taken away from them. Another form of sterilization. And you can consider that a manufactured crisis, which you could say in today's world would be the economic situation. Also, a synthetic AI-driven society detached from nature and God. And they put big G for God. So they want to detach you from nature and God. And then the enthronement of the one who will rule over all, sometimes interpreted as the Antichrist. This is their end game, and this is put into their writings and their teachings. They know what the fuck they are doing. They know what they doing. They want the enthronement. They're trying to enthrone the one who will rule over all. And it doesn't, and you have to remember something. The rulings putting one into power comes from all. In other words, it can come from your Christians. It can come from Islam. It can come from Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhists. It can come from all these religions. Because they're all trying to bring everybody together from different walks of life to believe in their one. And their one is tied into their system. And their system is what you'll be binded into. And the ruler of the system is not Christ. It's the opposite of Christ, the Antichrist. Because remember, a synthetic AI-driven society, detached from God and nature. And once they got you in a synthetic AI-driven society, that's when they enthrone the one who will rule over all, which will be interpreted as the Antichrist. Don't you see? AI-driven society, everything is fake. Synthetic, everything is fake. Knocked arts, what's going on? Different country. Norway has free healthcare, so therapists wouldn't really get anything from controlling you. They wouldn't get nothing from controlling you, of course, but what they do get is they get your ass hooked on drugs. It's not what the therapist gets from you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying the therapist gets anything from you. I'm saying that when you go to therapy and you have insurance, at least over here in the West, if you have insurance with therapy, they have to diagnose you if you have insurance. They have to. It's a part of their policy. They have to if you have insurance. If you pay out of pocket, they don't have to diagnose you. But if you have insurance, they have to give you a diagnosis, which then in turn means that they get to prescribe you drugs. And when they prescribe you drugs, now they got you potentially hooked on drugs. Oh no, medical drugs is the last resort. It can cause addiction. Exactly. Exactly. My point exactly. Over here, that's how it's done. That is how it's done over here. Over here in the West, that is how it's done. If you have insurance, they have to diagnose you. If you don't have insurance and you pay out of pocket, then they don't have to diagnose you because you pay out of pocket. So once they do, then they give you a drug. And then exactly, then they got you hooked. So now you going to your therapist and you're like, you got some more of them antidepressants, you got some more of them Clozapins, you got some more of them Xanaxes, muscle relaxers, you know what I mean? Now you hooked. And then you can get them all the time. And they don't have no problem writing your script. Why? Because you came with the insurance. They said, okay, well, you're getting this because I had to diagnose you with whatever diagnoses and then sign you a script. And you are able to get it. I'm going to tell you how deep this shit goes. I used to work in a hospital. And when you work in a hospital, you have to get piss tests to get the job, right? You can't work at a hospital with dirty piss. You just can't. Well, at a hospital, you can work at a hospital with dirty piss if you have a medical condition from a doctor or a therapist, and you can say that you're allowed to have this script. So therefore, if you're running around here with a diagnosis from a therapist and you are able to take, codones or Xanaxes or bars or whatever the equivalent to these drugs are called, you can get a job at a hospital with dirty piss and be prescribed these drugs and take these drugs while you're on the job administering whatever to people. You run around here being a nurse high as hell. 100% legal. Can't nobody say shit to you. Now, you can't just be like crazy, like slurring and stuff, but like, you have somebody addicted on whatever drugs they have, and who's to say they're not going to take a shot of something to enhance the feeling of that pill before they come to work? And they got the job with dirty piss because they had the script. Yeah, it does. It could possibly depend on the drug. But still, it doesn't matter. You're still on a drug. And you passed a job with dirty piss. Like, you're still in a hospital setting with dirty piss trying to take care of people. If it's antidepressants, all that does is suppress emotion. That's a if it's only antidepressant. But what else could it be? It could be anything. You know what I mean? There's like gray lines to everything. So, I mean, people could always step over those lines. Always. All right, so let's see the flip side to this. All right, so let's look at the flip side. How can we beat this? On the flip side, we can beat this with the awakening. Despite the darkness, the covenant also indirectly reveals the keys to breaking it, which I was saying earlier. And the awareness, once one sees it, it loses power. Under unity, divide and conquer only works when people are asleep and divided, which, shit, everybody's asleep and divided. Healing, physical, emotional, and spiritual purification. Reconnection to source, God, or divine, reclaiming our divine inheritance and inner sovereignty. By understanding the mechanisms of control, we can dissolve them. What was once hidden becomes revealed. The truth begins to set us free. That is true. And what else do we have? So let's see. Has number one, first appearance. Says the Secret Covenant first surfaced on the internet in 2002. It's an anonymously posted by a forum. It was related to conspiracy research, often attributed to insiders or whistleblowers. So claimed it was found on an Illuminati-controlled server. Others that it was leaked by a former initiate. It's been posted under various titles: Secret Covenant, Luciferian Pact, Illuminati Manifesto, and the Plan of the Global Elite. Some claim it was authored by a fictional warning, and a cautionary tale was written to illustrate the tactics of elite controllers. However, like Orwell's 1984, fiction can sometimes be the most truthful vehicle for exposing reality. Yeah, that is true. And other ways you can find these things is through other things or other confessions, through things like the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion, Solid Weapons for Secret Wars, and Operation Northwoods, a real declassified false flag plan. And even the events of Albert Pike's supposed the World War III letters, debated authentically, but again, eerily predictive. That is true. And then, let's see. And then it just goes into how we can fight all this stuff off, but I'm not going to read that. I just wanted to read off exactly what the Luciferian blood pact was and how deep this shit can go. And just to see, when you read it, how much weight does it hold when you look around at your reality and ask yourself, like, man, is this shit really happening? And then when you read it, they actually have the audacity to say they're trying to keep you from finding out your inner divinity, the inner one inside of you. It's like, what the hell does a Luciferian blood pact know about the inner you or the inner sovereign or the inner divinity inside of you? In their documents, it says they don't want the opposing party to know about their inner divinity. So that should tell you a lot about yourself. Something that you may not know that you need to be searching to figure out. But like I always tell you, stay focused, grind, get your money right, mind your business. Whatever that business is, whether you are, whatever profession you do. That's why I say mind your business, whatever your business is. Carpenter, computer person, whatever you do, mind that business. Salesperson, investor, mind that business. Stay focused, get your money up. When you have money, you're not boggled down by the amount of stressors that these people try to put on top of you. Because as we already seen, they're already headed towards a synthetic AI driven society is what they're trying to get everybody underneath. and detach you from nature and God. And then they're trying to bring everybody into a one world ruler and put everybody underneath the Antichrist. You have to find your way out of this. Because everything that they say in their documents, when you look around, it's like, man, like these crazy motherfuckers are really trying to do something. And regardless if you don't believe in it or not, just know that they believe in fucking you up. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They looking at you all quietly and they sitting here looking and they like, ha, 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 ha. He don't know what we got in plan from him. And they just sitting on the sideline looking at you like this.
Prepare the meat so doom.
Exactly. Prepare to meet your doom. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for today's show. Hopefully you learned something for today, man. Hopefully you got a good understanding. Hopefully I was able to, spark something and you break that down like a fraction. Whether you believe in it or not, at least I came here and told the truth of what I believe that the truth is to help you understand and guide you in a positive direction in life. So every day when you wake up, you got some ass to kick. And if not, somebody is trying to kick yours. So keep that in mind. With that being said, man, I got to get up out of here. Enjoy your weekend. People, be good to each other. Be nice to each other. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Pray, meditate, work out, exercise, and just be mindful. Know that whatever it is that you're doing, focus on your money. Keep your head down. Grind your ass off for the next 5, 10, 15 years. The world is going crazy, as we all know. But like they say, don't let a war or economic crises go to waste. If they can take advantage of it, so can you. And unfortunately, you can't save everybody, but you can at least try to save one. And if you can save one, then hey, at least you've done everything you could in your power to make something happen and change somebody else's life. With that being said, peeps, I got to get up out of here. I got daddy duties to attend to, but that being said, I'll catch y'all on Mondays when I'll be back and we'll continue with our scheduled programming. I will be dropping shorts over the weekend to, bring stuff in and bring traffic over. So with that being said, I'll catch y'all later. Y'all have a good weekend. Take care. Love y'all. Peace.
Thank you for watching D. Elliott Fitness live stream. Goodbye.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talking the wrong, coming off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit and knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm awesome meat. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then bought a dream. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoke green, can be blow cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got notes to sing. Bum to be ass, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch a split screen. The press with pain pills and sipping lean. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star, heavyweight like Wolverine. The bitch nice like she over me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. Hard baby like DIG. Acronym like KRT. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Wait no nigga and I'm in the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit where your artery. Cutting up, who's sharp with me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Flores beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm away, hit the short for reach. Money jumping like a nigga on my sneeze. Come to J's, get me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the feed? The game on.